This week's podcast is brought to you by Sarah Wells Breast Pump Bags, stylish designer handbags that fit all portable and some hospital-grade breast pumps on the market and come in a variety of styles, colors, and prices.
They're real cute, y'all.
They're real cute. I wish Sarah had been around when I was pumping and I could have actually had the confidence to bring my pump bag anywhere.
I can't even talk about what my breast pump bag. I think it was like a grocery bag. It's like so sad cake.
Her designs are so spot on, you guys. Plus, she designed a pumperoo pouch for all your pump parts and
Genius.
a cold gold breast milk cooler bag because you guys, you can't waste that gold.
You got to keep that gold cold, y'all.
Not one drop of that
Not
gold.
one drop.
Sarah's a mom, an entrepreneur, a women's health advocate, and her bags are so awesome. So check out sarahwellsbags.com. And if you use the code PUMPANDDUMP10, you get 10% off until the end of this year.
Do it.
Pump and Dump 10 through the rest of 2019. Get your pregnant breeder friend a nice holiday gift. Send a designer Sarah Wells bag to a new mom. Or get yourself a nice new pump bag,
Just
breeders.
get yourself a pump bag. A nice one. So that you want to leave the house.
sarahwellsbags.com. We'll also have this deal available at thepumpandumpshow.com/deals. Hi, I'm Shayna.
And I'm Tracey, and we are the creators of The Pump and Dump Show. We are moms, but we were women first. And in this podcast, we explore what it's like to be a woman who also happens to be a mom.
Before we were moms, we were women. Before we were moms, we were chillin'. We were pumping and dumping. We're talking about something. This is the Pump and Dump Podcast.
What up, breeders?
Welcome back, breeders. Pump and Dump Podcast.
We love you.
Hello, it's Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
Spooky.
I am crazy into Halloween this year.
Well, you're throwing like a Halloween potluck.
Yeah. Well, our neighborhood has we rotate. Everyone hosts a different year. And we have like a big potluck before and try to just shove carbs down the kids' throats. And then everyone pours drinks and goes out trick-or-treating. And then we come back. And then we have we have candy trading and then 5-minute gorge fest where the kids can eat as much candy as they possibly can in 5 minutes.
Oh my God.
And spoiler alert, we always set the timer to 3 minutes, but they think it's 5.
And who pukes first is the game.
Always Kate's kids.
You know, I saw this cool.
My daughter will eat 3 pieces and then she'll be like, I've had enough. I'm fine.
Oh my God, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
I saw something online that was a skeleton. Like this is like, you know, how it's people post all these creative ways to do food for parties.
Jill Krause posted it.
Yeah.
I'm all
with the prosciutto.
Oh, I'm all over it.
So you guys check it out. It's a skeleton that's laying down like on a platter, and then you put prosciutto on it, so it looks like it's like mussels. It's super gross and awesome.
So awesome.
I'm really into that.
Yeah.
My daughter is going to be Billie Eilish.
I'm so excited. You haven't really talked about what you've gotten, and I'm assuming it's because your big reveal is going to be like epic.
Oh, I don't know.
Oh.
I had to piece together obviously
Sure.
that costume, but and my son is Star-Lord. What's Evie?
Hermione.
Oh, that's right. Harry Potter.
But it's one of those things. I always hate spending a ton of money on costumes that you're not going to use anymore.
Uh-huh.
But because she has to wear a uniform at school, I just bought more uniform
Oh,
that's gray.
okay.
So she got I spent more than I wanted on like nice clothes, but
Yeah.
then she can just wear it as a uniform after I'm done. So I'm feeling real good about my purchases this year.
Oh. You know what drives me
Because-
crazy? So like for my kids, I don't know if it's like this at your school. They can't dress up till like 2:45. And
oh, that's
so-
hard.
Yeah, and so
How are
I
you
got
gonna do her hair?
exactly. I got to do it in the morning,
She's just gonna go with the hair.
and they're supposed to not do face painting, but I'm gonna give her my black eyeliner because she wants to do the black tears.
sure.
And so she's gonna go to school with green and black hair and have to do her own
And
black
face tattoos.
tears. She doesn't have face tattoos.
No, just-
And then she can obviously put her costume on, but it's like
oh, that's awkward.
it's super awkward and annoying. And then they do this little parade. They all just like walk through.
I've never celebrated Halloween at a school before.
Oh, because your school used to not have it.
yeah, but
Oh.
her new school is Catholic light, guys. I'm not Catholic, but they're only going to school for Halloween. It's a half day. I'm going to drop her off on Halloween day and go in with her. And it's Halloween activities. There's like stations and then a parade. And then everyone leaves at 11:40. And that's the day.
Oh.
I'm like so excited. And
Yeah.
then no school the day after Halloween.
Oh,
Catholics love Halloween. I did not know this.
well, public school fucking hates Halloween because guess what else is next week? Spirit Week. Same
no.
week as Halloween.
That is not. I am not okay with that.
I am not
DPS.
okay with I'm not okay with Spirit Week ever, but I am especially not okay that I'm already dealing with Halloween events this weekend where they have to do full costumes, right, to like trick or treat in
Sure.
our neighborhoods, with the rest, the local stuff. And then they got to dress as something every
That
flipping
is
day.
not okay.
Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you about that. I'm pretty
I'm
sad.
real mad about that.
Super
I
sad
am
cake.
real mad about that for you.
Yeah. All right, you guys. This week we are talking about
Fitness, but in the best way, in the only way the Pump It Up Show can talk about fitness.
You may experience a bit of Tracey and my own insecurities in this episode because fitness has not been priority, but I think we learned that it should be.
I'm gonna schedule some time.
We're gonna schedule some time, and so that's what this episode is about. But we did want to tell you that we have launched a
Brand new Instagram account
because that's fun.
Called Band of Mothers Official at Band of Mothers Official.
Mm-hmm.
And something real big's coming, y'all. So please follow
11/11.
us on 11/11 power number. Please follow Band of Mothers Official and wait for it. It's coming real soon.
Wait for it.
Wait for it. It's going to be great. So follow us there. We're real excited.
And enjoy this especially silly episode
It is real silly.
where we talk an unbelievable amount about squats.
And Pelotons.
We got a special guest. Special guest.
Our special guest today is Taryn Atlas, health and fitness coach, single mom, comedian, actress, auctioneer, friend, blonde,
Fact.
hot bod.
Oh, goodness.
Mm-hmm.
I got to be honest, I'm a little nervous to talk about fitness these days because I'm doing a real shitty job.
Got a lot on your plate, girl.
Yeah. Well, so do
can't
most moms, right?
Yeah. I like the walking to my kid's school. I'm like, oh, I'm moving my body. And it's like a 3-minute walk to go get her. That's where I'm at right now.
It's where a lot of people are at.
And my dogs are like begging me to take them walks. And I did like power walk them literally around the block. It was probably 500 steps. I'm like, come on, like all pissy and angry.
It counts.
They're so
My phone's
happy to
ringing.
be out.
And
And like,
they were so sweet and they're trying to smell flowers. I'm like, we gotta get back home. I've got emails.
We don't have time to smell the flowers.
I know.
exactly.
Yeah.
Poop in your own yard.
Exactly.
Well, let's start with how you got into the fitness world and how did you create your fitness coaching?
Yeah. Well, thank you. Hi, it's a pleasure to be here. By the
Hello.
way. Thank
It's
you
a
so much.
pleasure for you
guys.
to be here.
It is such a pleasure for me to be here.
You guys, we just saged the shit out of this shed today.
We're a little high strung today.
Or the sage got us high. I hope that was sage.
Oh,
Whatever.
questionable.
I'll take
hotboxed
either.
it.
Right? I'm fine with
We'll
both.
take it. It feels good.
It does feel good.
Yeah. So I decided my senior year in college, I'd always been interested in health and wellness and fitness. And I decided to change majors a semester before I graduated from an arts major to a science. And I decided to just go for it
Wow.
and switched to exercise sports science. And it started with trying out for and becoming an aerobics instructor back in '97 when I was in college. So
You mean 87? That's
Yes.
when aerobics instructors.
Right. Oh my
existed.
God.
Well-
Can we bring back aerobics? That's
I would
I love
to
that
bring it back.
term.
Everything except for the thong leotards.
Oh no,
which
those
I
are back.
auditioned in. What?
Those are totally back. Showing your butt in a leotard is very, very.
With the thong? And
How do you know
accentuating?
that?
I am
Tell
very
me the
hip.
last gym you've been to. I mean,
I'm judging. Honestly, I'm judging based on swimsuit wear.
Oh.
Butt cheeks
Okay.
are
That's
are
true.
out
Yeah.
and in.
Yeah.
and there's all those Jamie Lee Curtis memes going around that nobody does not like. I
True.
mean,
it's a
I've
fact.
heard
Yeah.
of a thong. Anyway, okay,
Yeah.
so aerobics.
So aerobics, I got into it and I was like, wow, I love this and I love motivating people. So then I just switched my major and did exercise sports science, and I have been a personal trainer ever since.
So
yeah.
one of the interesting things about you and your fitness career is something we spoke about recently, where you said that you try all the things
Mm-hmm.
to kind of take little tidbits into your own practice.
Yes.
But that's kind of something I wanted to talk about today, like all of the things that, are now going to come across everyone's Facebook feed.
Sure.
Right.
Like,
But I have to say it's very rare to meet someone who, has a career in fitness. Like, you hear
Yeah.
personal trainers and that's like people kind of go into that during the course of their life, but this has been your North Star for like Evs.
Yeah, it has for a long time.
Okay, that's
Absolutely.
really cool.
Yeah,
Like you're
it
like
is.
you're like legit fitness. Not that anyone isn't, but you know what I'm saying. Like
Right.
you've really, this is like deep in your soul.
It is deep in my soul.
love that.
Absolutely. Yeah. And you know, the whole body image piece, I think coming out of college, that was huge for me. To go the fitness route with a positive body image about loving your body rather than let's hurt our body and have 6-pack abs. I wanted to do it really differently and combine a more holistic approach to health and exercise.
Even back then, before
Even
all
back
this,
then,
that's
absolutely.
And why? Like, how did that? That's
Because it was so necessary. You know, working in the big box gyms and working in that culture and you know, having gone through body image stuff in my early 20s, I was just like, there is a huge need for this. And I want to do something differently. I want to have a real body, be a real person, and help other people love where they're at.
So how do you do that? Like,
Yeah.
what's your approach?
So I'm all about function. You know, people always come to me wanting to look better and look a certain way, but I try to focus the emphasis on what is it you want to do in your life? What does your life look like? How can I help you perform better and feel better in your body? All of the looks and things will come with it, but if we can really get a firm grasp on, hey, what do you need in your life to function better and feel good in your body as you're moving throughout your day? Let's put our focus there.
And what if someone's like, I need to lose 30 pounds to feel good in my body?
Yeah. Well, and that is very often the case. But
Mhm.
in that journey, let's find, well, what do you like to do? I love to go hiking with my kids. Cool. Let's make you stronger at that so you can appreciate your body. I think you have to accept and appreciate where you're at to get where you want to go. So it's finding along that journey little pieces of what do I do well now? How can I feel better in the short term to help meet that long-term goal? So I
That's a
think-
lot.
Yeah.
You know what I find the most challenging is it's almost always this way. It's like just getting started,
Yes.
right? And so it's like when I'm in the groove and I'm like I've given myself a personal challenge or something that I have to do, or I don't know what happens, what I would explode.
Sure.
Like it's getting it started. But when you're in those interims, because nobody, I mean, at least most normal people, I mean, maybe in the fitness world it's different, but most normal people, especially moms, like you kind of go in waves, right? Like you kind of go through, oh, I had this really great 6 months of really taking care of my body. And then
Something
now
happened.
yeah. And then now I'm 3 months in and I haven't done one thing and I feel like
Yeah.
shit and I look like shit and I don't fit
Yeah.
on my clothes and I feel terrible about myself, but I'm super tired because I have no energy because I'm not working out.
Exactly.
It's like these cycles that I'm
Yep.
certainly in one right now.
yeah.
How do you change? Is it just mindset?
I think, well, mindset's a big part of it. But also, I think we have the bar set so high. Like, well, I don't have an hour to work out. Well, who says you need an hour? Who says you just can't do 10 minutes of movement? So that's where I start. Most of my clients that come to me from the beginning, they're like, I haven't worked out in a year. It's so daunting. I don't know how to fit this into my schedule. And I'm like, well, let's try to carve out even starting with 5 minutes of movement. If it's, you know, mobility stuff, if it's stretching, just something to get you into that space where you're starting to make that a habit and then build the time from there. I find that's really the most successful.
Like what? Like what movement?
Like stretching. Honestly, I will start my clients like if they're at a desk all day, I'll say, okay, I want you to set your timer for 5 minutes. That's all I want you to do is I want you to go in the doorway, you know, and put your arm at a 90-degree angle and stretch your chest. And then we're going to follow it up with these simple neck stretches, a back stretch, just some simple movements to just open up their body and not get them so stiff so they can start incorporating feeling better. And if you start with feeling better, then with that 5 minutes, you can build upon that and start incorporating more movement and more exercise. Or, you know, take the stairs, go walk the stairs up and down once and come back and do a couple stretches and then sit down again to rejuvenate yourself to feel better. But
And then you feel better?
You do. Yeah. Should we try it?
No.
Grab the sage stick. Shay, let's do it.
So
Sage down the hall.
I love that approach. And then I'm just like, even that, like, I don't know. Shay and I are just in a bad spot right now. This is just therapy for us.
Right.
We're just so busy and like you can't, like I was just telling you, like if you take a shower and you hear your phone blowing up.
Yeah.
And it's hard working from home too, because I have all of the things at my disposal, but then it's all like there's other stuff to do, like clean the dishes, and like there is no office for me to take the stairs with, and there's no parking lot to park at the end of to walk to. You know, there's like nothing but my couch.
Exactly. So it's scheduling time for yourself. And I think I work from home a lot of the time as well. So that's really, and I'm a freaking trainer and I still have a hard time sometimes working out. Scheduling the time for yourself, even if you honestly just carve out 20 minutes, 10 minutes. Be like, okay, this morning before I jump into my day, I'm going to start 10 minutes just with, you can lay down and do some stretches in your bed. Like just starting somewhere. I'm serious.
Just lift your legs.
Just lift.
I know,
just
but
sit
for moms,
up, Tracey.
just sit up. No, but for moms, I mean, at least for years, I felt like you wake up and you're out of that bed. You're getting milk. You're doing this. You're breastfeeding. It's like the second you open your eyes, it's go, 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 go.
Yeah.
And we talked about this on another podcast, but the second my feet hit the ground, everybody's up and no one is going to give me 10 minutes to do fucking anything. There goes the F-bomb.
Yeah.
Like I don't even like, it's just, if I was like, guys, don't talk to me for 10 minutes. I don't think anyone, and there's only 2 more of them. I don't think anyone would do it, you know?
Right.
Yeah. I think that, again, I think that what we're going to learn about in this episode is that so much of it is making it happen and mindset. Because the truth is that if you probably be great at this actually, because you're up at 5 o'clock anyway. Yeah. If you really just were like, all right, 5:30, I am at the gym 3 days a week. You can make it happen, but it's just the 5:30 part. We're so tired.
And not only we're so tired, but carving out that time for ourselves. I think as women, we have all this guilt about taking this time for ourselves when we could be getting so much done for our families. That's a really, really challenging piece. But I think it's the whole, goes back to the whole refueling thing, taking the time to refuel for you so that you can be the best for your family. It's having that kind of mindset and saying, where in my schedule can I feasibly carve out a small amount of time that I'm making this appointment with myself? Mm-hmm. It can be over your lunch hour. It can be,
lunch hour.
I know. That's funny.
Yeah.
It could be you got the kids in bed. And I mean, I look at myself and my schedule, I'll be like, oh, I was on Instagram for 15 freaking minutes after I put the kids to bed. Right.
Yeah.
And I could have carved that out for doing something that's going to make me feel better. So it's just in getting into that habit. That's the challenging piece as well. So just being disciplined. I'm going to carve this time out for myself. This is going to make me feel better, make me therefore be a better human, better mother, and going from there. So.
But even like, I've got a bike and I really actually do really want a Peloton, and we can talk about that. But like, I don't have the time to take a shower after the 15 or 20 minutes of biking. Like, I don't actually have that time now.
Who showers as a mother? That's my first question.
I know, but you can't like bike it that hard and be dripping sweat and then just be sitting in your sweat. I couldn't. I wouldn't be happy.
Just change your undies and move on.
Oh.
Just switch them out.
Yeah.
Just take them off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were on the phone this morning with our digital media manager, and she was on her Peloton while speaking to us.
I know. I'm like,
and neither of us, by the way, apologized.
Oh, I did.
Oh, you did.
Oh, God. I was like, girl,
not.
take your 30 minutes. Don't Vox me while you're on your Peloton.
No. Oh, I didn't. I was all, here was something else. I
apologize. I felt terrible.
Yeah. Well, now I'm going to apologize now.
But that's also her fault. She shouldn't have brought her phone onto the thing.
Right. She answered.
It's her fault.
It's on you.
Okay, so carve out time. I get it. Just
put it in your Google Calendar. And this is for you. Even honest to God, 15 minutes. I'm going to take 15 minutes me time. I'm going to walk around the block. I'm going to do a few simple stretches, some walking lunges, 1 set of squats, something, some sort of movement, and build from there. But I think it's all about establishing that habit and making it okay in your mind that you're actually taking this time for just you.
And then you feel better, and then you want more.
Better, exactly.
Yeah,
and you build from there.
What is it about us as humans that we're so inherently lazy? Like that it just doesn't feel. It doesn't feel good to be stagnant, but then it's so much effort and often pain. Like it hurts to run a mile. Like why God, why?
And I think it's just getting out of the habit. Honestly.
You do?
Yeah, I do. And I wouldn't say any mom is lazy. We're freaking exhausted.
Yeah.
So there's that as well, But of course, when you do exercise, you have more energy. So there's that. But it's just,
That's what was clicking in my head last night. I was like, God, I'm just so exhausted all the time. And I can't work out. And then I was like, oh, it's because I'm
not working out.
I'm not working out.
Exactly. Like if I wasn't, I do a boot camp class 3 days a week with a group of moms, and I have to be there and I work out with
Yeah.
them. And some weeks, if I didn't have that class, I wouldn't be working out. But I've carved out that hour 3 times a week, and so have the other ladies, and we just do it.
Well, I've
So-
done it.
You
I did-
have, yeah, you have, girl.
I did it once.
She
You
was
were there
like,
for the
you-
squat-a-thon.
Oh, yeah.
I couldn't sit down on the toilet for like 2 weeks. I've never done so much butt work
Oh
and
my
thigh work
God.
in my whole life.
I'm a fan of the booty work.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, we're a fan of your booty.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Girl, stop.
You can't see
we
audience,
should
but
post a picture.
I mean,
Oh, goodness.
But yeah, no, it's interesting. And I had another thought. Oh, well, like for me, and the carving out the time and the commitment, I think is good. Like I am best, unfortunately, the only thing that I can really stick to is having a personal trainer
Right.
because someone is there waiting and they're a fortune.
Yep.
And it's the only thing that I
Right.
can like commit to.
Totally.
Because a class you
Yeah.
don't have to show up to a class. Working out at home, I mean, I love people. I'm so much respect for people who do it at home. But then when you work from home, I'm like, I got other things I can do, you know.
Absolutely.
But I can't, am I just gonna have to pay a personal trainer for the rest of my life?
Hopefully, no. But I would say, as a personal trainer, the majority of my clients say
You're like, "Yes,
exactly the
please."
same thing. Yeah, I'm like, yes, pay me 3 times a week, Tracy. But the majority of my clients say the same thing. They're like, if I didn't pay you to work out, I wouldn't work out. And that's just, we put ourselves last. That's just how people are. So it's changing, flip-flopping that. Hopefully, our goals that'll become a habit. You'll want to do it on your own, and then lo and behold, you'll just maintain that habit. So that's kind of the goal.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's talk about.
you sound convinced. She's all,
Well, I'm
"Ugh."
just
Yeah,
thinking
so
about
that's
my life
bullshit.
and like
I
my
understand.
my life working out, and it's once you get to your 40s, you kind of know what works and what doesn't,
Sure.
and even Pilates, it was one-on-one, and I love Pilates because
Mhm.
and it really
awesome.
resonated when you said find out. That was a big thing with me, like rehabbing my back, because I actually had to not work out for weight loss. I just had to feel better, like you were saying,
Yeah.
and start at that point. And it was a big awakening to just say, I'm actually exercising to get strong so that I
Yes.
can like pick up my kid.
Yes.
And then a lot of great things happened from that. But I remember talking to Clarita and I was like, okay, well, when am I going to start losing weight? And she was like, girl, that's not why you're here.
Yeah.
Like you're here so you can walk, So,
Exactly. And function in
and
your
function.
world.
Yeah.
And it's funny how I feel like at 40 the wheels start coming off. And
All
people
of
are
it,
like,
literally all of
holy
them.
shit, this feels different. My back hurts, my hips hurt. So, there's so much behind that function piece of actually being able to want to feel good throughout your day.
Yeah.
And the frosting, icing on the cake is absolutely, you look better. But
Right.
feeling better, that's what it's about for me.
No, it's true. I mean,
know?
Shay feels so much better when she does yoga. Like,
well, and in like 2 classes.
Yes.
Like I'll do yoga and just I walk different.
Yeah.
I get things out of drawers by bending like I'm just like a new
It's body awareness.
yeah.
Yeah. You're
Yeah.
switching on the right muscles. You're reminding your body, hey, this is proper form. This is proper posture.
Yeah.
It's so
You feel
important.
better in your clothes.
Absolutely. Mentally. I mean, I do it more for the mental effects than the physical, to be totally honest. It keeps me sane.
Well, sure.
Yeah. And,
And
that's
we-
what cracks me up about, so many moms are like, just work out with your kids. And I'm like, that's
no.
the last thing I want to do. I would need a fucking break. I'm not going to work with my
Yeah.
baby.
You got to
in
work
me.
out your kids. You got to
Yes.
sweat them out.
Like, yeah, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
But to me, it's like, nope, I want to turn on my Tupac and my Ice Cube and drop as many F-bombs as mama needs and have a mental break.
Mm.
So many, it's just funny because that's what you always hear people online are like, just work out with them. Nope. Find a space where you can have 20 minutes without your kids and make it all about you.
Although
Interesting,
that
yeah.
being said, if you're just tied at the hip and
Yes.
it feels, and it's more like I have a lot of anxiety when I separate when I'm not working or not doing like the mom thing, then I'm
Yeah.
like, if it just makes you feel better to have them there so you feel like you're killing 2 birds with 1 stone. I mean,
Absolutely.
bless
That's why
ya.
Fit for
I
Mom
mean,
is
that's
Absolutely.
what
so
it is.
awesome.
Yeah. Cause I mean, I remember those early days, especially when you just don't want to leave your kid.
Yeah. And I mean, my kids are older. So I've got a 7 and an 11-year-old.
Yeah.
But definitely when they were young, I mean, I taught those classes, the mommy and me classes,
Yeah.
Fit Chicks. I did all of that.
Yeah.
So whatever you can do to make movement happen, I am all for. But just at this stage in the game for myself, I'm like, mom needs a mental break.
Well, and I
Yeah.
think what you're trying to say is allow yourself that it's
Yes.
not, you don't have to feel guilty for
Yes.
having 20 minutes to move your body. It's going to make you a more energized, happier mom.
Absolutely.
And I mean, I remember when Bo was first born. Gosh, how old was he when I ran that half? It was like my first. I've only done 2. My first of 20. No, I've done 2 half
I can't
marathons.
remember.
But he was really little,
Yeah.
and they're 18 months apart. So my daughter was really little too. And people, were just like, "Oh, this is so great that you can do this." With small kids, and you can just push them in the stroller, and I'm like, "Oh no, I'm literally running from my kids, like, like I am doing this like to get completely
kids out.
separated, yeah,
Yeah.
and I'm throwing music and, like you said, putting my headphones on and torturing myself in this way to have any minutes to myself,
Right.
And it was very powerful at the time. I mean,
Yeah.
I never ever imagined that I could even run a mile, much less,
That's awesome.
13.
Right. That's huge.
Yeah.
But somehow did it very slowly and
Doesn't matter,
And
it
not
still
didn't.
counts.
I hated it, but I did it.
Right.
I was very proud of you. That was
That's
awesome.
But you know what? And this goes back to like mindset, right? Like for me, I have to have those challenges. So like I was like, okay, I'm going to do this half. So I have this schedule, and then I had a calendar printed out, and I would X out my day, as I was going along the
that's
the
your
training
thing.
program. So
Yeah.
that must be my thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or I'll do a 30-day yoga challenge
Yeah,
or
right.
something where I go and I just torture. It's basically torture. I have to torture myself
Right.
to get
It's the
fit.
Jew.
Right.
The Jew in me. It's like neurotic and
And then I had a question, and then I do want to move on to like fitness, like things that you just talk about stuff. But I read this IG post and I shared it with Shayna the other day. But like this woman who's like a very high profile wellness guru, and she's had 3 or 4 kids, and she's gorgeous and perfect. But she wrote this really awesome post about being a working mom and like the shortcuts that she takes, and the thing it really resonated with me because she gives herself permission to just use TaskRabbit. She's like, if there's something else I can do that someone else can do, like it's better for me to pay them to do it. And I know that comes with financial ability too. But outsourcing those things so you give yourself permission to just have that kind of a break. But one thing she said was that sleep is so important to her, and it's just as important to her as exercise, and that she needs like 8 hours to function. And I've been beating myself up because I'm like, I am a morning person, and I could get up at 5, and go work out. But if I could sleep even a half hour more, or just lay in bed and just think in silence, I had to like make that decision to do that.
Right.
And how do you feel about that in terms of fitness?
Honest to God, right. I think sleep is the number one priority for mental health, for physical health. Moms need their sleep. So I will not sacrifice my sleep. And I had a client just the other day say, I get up at 4:30 to go to work. And do you think I should be waking up at like 3:30 and exercise?
Oh my God, woman.
I was like, hell no, girl, sleep. What are you thinking? Sleep. And
what is her job? That
she's a baker. So she has an
Oh,
awesome
okay.
bakery, right? So she's up crazy early. And to me, I was just like, no, you need your sleep. And she's like, I'm only sleeping like 5 hours. I'm like, that's the thing. You need to kind of surrender. This is my life. This is what it looks like. Sleep to me should be numero uno for every human. You need your sleep. Figure out ways that you can incorporate some exercise throughout the day, even if it's little chunks here and there, like, I'm waiting for dinner to be done. I've got 3 minutes. I'm going to do a couple sets of squats. There are ways that
always
you can
comes back
incorporate.
to squats with you.
I love squats, Shay. Right? There's a way to do 1,000 squats a day.
You're right, but
Just
don't you feel like people? Sure, you could do 1,000 squats a day. Don't you think like people feel like it's not going to do anything?
Of course.
But you're saying it is.
It's totally going to do something. Short little bits of exercise, if you look at the cumulative effect, that's what you're looking for. What do I get over the course of a day? And I just think you need to be realistic about your life and stop having the bar so high that, I'm going to go to the gym and work out for an hour. If what you can do right now today is like 1 set, then you did 1 extra set than you would have.
Right.
It's something. It's some movement. And I think throughout the course of your day, that's more important.
And that's very American, right? Like we also want to we have to do everything at 1,000%.
Right.
And then we also want magic bullets in every area of our life. So
Absolutely.
we want to go to the gym and we want to walk out 3 pounds lighter.
Yes.
And then when
Yes.
we're not, we get frustrated and then we give up and then we overdo it on the other end.
Oh,
and
yeah.
it's just like there is no moderation in America.
There isn't. And I
It's
mean,
just our culture.
exactly. And I know people in my own life who have talked about, I'm going to start working out and I'm going to do this and I'm going to go, the bar is so high, 5 days a week for an hour. And then 15 freaking years later, they haven't done jack squat.
Yeah.
So it's like, I'm using squat again. But it's just like, you got to do something.
Yeah.
And start small and build upon that and celebrate the little wins. Like, hell yeah, I didn't down a glass of wine during that show my child was watching. I actually worked out a little bit and did some squats. Whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you drink wine on a Peloton?
I'm gonna try
I know you are.
bourbon specifically.
Yeah.
But so sleep is good. So I'm good with the
Sleep's
sleep
huge.
call.
And you look at your life right now and how busy you are. Sleep should be your
It's
number
the only
one
time no one's speaking to
priority.
me.
Well, right.
It's the
But I
only
just
time I'm not on my phone.
You're hurting my
Sleep's so
feelings.
important.
No,
I'm just kidding.
It's actually not even you these days. I'm like, I just need to talk to Shayna. Yeah, okay, sleep is important. I
Yeah.
like that because I mean, I have such mad respect for people that get up at 5 and just get her done and start their day.
Well, and you'd be so good at that.
Yeah.
And my husband's been unbelievable lately. He's been getting up at a couple days a week at like 5:30 because he's awake anyway. He like wakes up and lays there and his brain's going.
Yeah, but I like that time. That's my think time.
Yeah.
He goes to the climbing gym
Wow.
and climbs because he says it's meditative.
Yeah.
So he's
Yeah.
like, the time goes really fast, and he just brings his change of clothes, and he's like getting up and doing it, and I'm so jealous.
Well, yeah, that's so nice for him. And then he goes to work.
Yeah,
See, we don't get that luxury as moms. Like
yeah.
I'm
we
like,
got to get the kids
and I
dressed
gotta
and ready
weigh
for
getting to
school
the gym and getting back, and like then that rush of like panic that, oh shit, did I got to make the lunch and do
Right.
everything.
Uh-huh.
Like it's not worth it to me.
I hear you. Absolutely. So, yeah, it's figuring out ways that you can incorporate it in your day. I mean, that works for him, and that's awesome. But when you don't really have an end point with, you're with a child all day long or you have so much to do, that makes it a little bit more challenging.
right.
But I bet if we looked through your day and we figured out, okay, where is teeny tiny little bits that we could have just for tea time,
Tea time.
right?
All right, fair enough.
Yeah.
I
Um,
think it's on a Peloton.
I know. I had a
feeling
dream
the
about it.
Peloton.
did.
I
You had a
do.
vision about the Peloton.
Well, and it's the financial thing, right? And it's like classic. Like I think it might work. There's no way my husband's going to agree to it because we have a stationary bike, but I get so bored
It's
just
not
by
the
my same.
same.
I need someone yelling at me.
Sure.
Oh, I'll just call me. Call Taryn. She'll just be
I'll
like,
yell at you.
You
Get
got
your
2
ass
more
up,
miles,
Tracey.
bitch.
Come on, that's right.
That's like a whole new business service. It's like,
Like, move your fat ass.
I didn't mean insult me. I just
Whatever's inspiring.
How are
Whatever
you
anyone
wait,
needs.
how are you saying my
works.
ass is fat?
No, I'm saying that to anybody on a Peloton. Move that fat ass.
Right?
Look at my 6-pack. Don't you want it?
Yeah, right. Yeah, you
Oh.
need us on that screen being like, girl, drinking a glass of wine,
Right.
like, meh.
Totally.
Teasing a person.
That's
But
hilarious.
so let's talk about that. What do you
Sure.
think about the Peloton?
I think they've been great for people. And people, the clients I have that use them successfully get right out of bed and they pop on their Peloton.
Yeah.
But they speak to, having somebody telling me what to do. I don't have to think. I can just pop on my bike and I can do it. That's what really works for them. But I also have some clients that have Pelotons that just become like a clothes horse of sorts.
Yeah.
And they hold all of their dirty laundry. So again, you need to commit and carve the time out.
Do you guys remember that? Oh God, what was the guy's name who sold it? It was on TV, and I ordered one. It was called the Gazelle.
The Gazelle.
Oh
I
my
knew
God.
you were going to say that.
Oh my God, I bought a
Tony-
Gazelle once when I was hungover and my husband made me send it back. I was so hungover and I was like, I need it so bad.
my
I
God.
had no money and
Oh,
I
yeah.
freaking bought it.
Stephanie and I were roommates in New York City, and we
probably
bought the
it the same
Gazelle.
year. We were young.
But it was before the edition that had resistance.
Oh,
So there
okay.
was no
Just
resistance.
gliding.
I've
You
been on one.
just swing your
Hilarious.
legs back and forth in your living room.
Oh, I have a video of me doing it.
Oh,
Oh my gosh.
What was that guy's
It's
name?
You have to
name?
post
Tony,
it.
Tony. I want to be like Tony Little. Tony something?
Maybe it was Tony Little.
But with the long mullet.
is
Oh,
is
the
Archie? Are you
Gazelle.
looking it up?
Get it, Archie.
Archie's confirming it's Tony Little on
Tony-
the Gazelle.
Why did we
Wow.
all have gazelles?
Let's
That's
buy them now. Let's bring them
hysterical.
back.
He was so convincing, and I remember being so hungover, lying on my futon. That's how little money we had in Los Angeles, and I was like, "Yes, Tony Little, I need this so bad." And I
Gazelle.
like called and
'Cause it's
ordered it with like
$300.
all of our credit on our credit card, and
That's
my
awesome.
showed up, and my husband's like, "Absolutely not." I mean, obviously,
But you just swung your
You
legs.
just swung your legs.
so
I know.
funny.
They're hilarious
Yeah,
and so
fitness has
easy.
come a long way.
Fitness has come a long way.
I mean, but that wasn't even, was that long ago?
it
was.
had to have
Yeah,
been. I was in
15
college.
years ago?
Oh,
It had to have been, like,
babe.
20.
Yeah, I was like 20. I mean, I
Yeah.
was young.
Yeah.
I was in my 20s, which was like 1,000 years ago.
It's not 1,000 years
Feels
ago.
like it.
Right.
My ass feels. My fat ass.
So
feels
what do
like it
you
was
what do you
1,000
think
years ago.
are, out of all the fads, what do you think are the most, because I know you've dabbled in all of the things.
Yeah, I love to check out all the things.
Yeah. So what do you think is like for example, there's a new place that of course costs $90 a class
Sure.
in the neighborhood that there's a couple locations. It's called Row House, and it's rowing machines.
Mhm.
And it piqued my interest.
Yes.
What do you think about these places like that?
I think places are getting really smart with marketing. So they're taking a traditional piece of exercise equipment and they're just amping that shit up. They're adding freaking, dark lights, or it's dark in the room with these flashing lights and loud music. They're adding a shtick to any kind of conventional exercise equipment. And I'm like, you know what? If it gets people moving, hells yes, let's do this. But anything, and I think part of it too is doing something different to keep it interesting. I think that's huge.
That's the hardest part, right? Because at least like in a yoga studio, you could go to any kind of class and any kind of teacher. But like with a rowing machine, I'm like, great. So people are going to spend $180 for an unlimited monthly membership, right?
Right.
But then you're just rowing.
How many movements can you really do on a rowing machine?
Well, and I do think they stop and do like a little bit of weights and
Okay.
like things between, but still like it seems how successful in your experience is that
Well, I think where the success comes
in the long term.
Right. I think you're creating a community. In a lot of these classes, you've got this group, you've got this community, and you're excited to go to class, to see the same people, to hear the loud music. So I think those can be, and I know people.
Wait, are you saying like friends? Like you make friends in those classes?
You like talk to other people.
No.
Yeah,
Who
it's been
do?
known to
Me
happen.
Me do not.
It's been known to happen. I know. I'm the person in the back by myself.
Yeah.
trying
like
to
literally
hide
in the
out.
corner snarling.
Tot-
That's how I am. I'm like,
Yeah.
Totally.
People like, I mean, I get it at like CrossFit where you're all
Sure.
like helping somebody learn how to,
push a
tire over a
Tire.
bridge. but like at like a row class or
Well,
like a
and I don't-
Versa class or a,
Right. So this is I do have friends that do the Versa class,
yeah.
and they say, "Oh my gosh, I meet the greatest people." It depends
Well,
on what
that's
you're
nice.
into. It is nice. Depends on what you're into. But I think
They're all 20 years younger. Than
well,
us.
that's been me at some of these like
Yeah.
Pilates type classes. It's hysterical because number one, I'm the oldest by at least 20 years. We're moving so fast. Clearly, they all know the choreography, and I'm just looking around like a moron.
Oh yeah, because you did Fierce 45.
I did, and I felt like an idiot. And I'm a Pilates instructor.
But don't you worry about injury too? I
Hell
feel
yeah,
like
I do.
some of those very intense, again, very American classes,
Yes.
like row. I did a
Right.
row class, and this guy was like leaning over me, and I thought he was like, my mind, I'm like, oh, I'm the best one here. Obviously, he's pushing me, and I like couldn't walk. I
You
mean,
did
well,
a row class at your gym?
like like right when my back was turning, and I did it,
Oh.
and it ruined my. I ruined my back.
Well, and that's the thing. And where you're coming to a class, you're not seeing a personal trainer. They don't know your history. They don't know your injuries. They're just trying to get you amped up, get the most caloric expenditure in a short amount of time. That's the
Mm.
primary objective. So they don't know your body. So if you're going to go to one of those classes, absolutely go early. If you have injuries or if you have anything going on with your body, tell the instructor. Most of them, I would hope, are certified in some capacity.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I mean, can you trust that?
Well, in some facilities, they absolutely have, certified instructors, and that's something you want to look at when you're looking at classes. Who's teaching the classes? Is this, somebody that's reading Shape magazine and then like, game on, I'm ready.
Mm.
So you need to know who's teaching your class and absolutely go early and tell them what's up with your body and maybe get some.
And watch them pretend like they care.
I know. I'm
totally.
like, I was
Well,
just gonna say.
I
is
care.
That, do you?
yes.
Well, of course you do. You're
But
delightful.
you're a personal
Oh,
trainer.
well.
Like when I had part of my kidney removed and finally went back to yoga, I felt like the appropriate thing to do would be to tell the teacher that
Yes.
I just had 2 abdominal surgeries in a row. I lost a little bit of kidney and here I am. What should I do? And she was just like, well, just be careful with yourself.
I know.
I'm like, oh,
Really?
Well, I mean,
That's
that's a
sad.
whole
That's
nother level, and
disappointing.
we've talked about this on podcasts too. Just literally, just women with abdominal surgeries, women with C-sections.
Yes.
I mean, any abdominal surgery just literally cuts through muscles, and nobody accounts for that movement.
Exactly. And most of these group classes cater to like the upper 1% of the fitness world, the very, very fit people
who can just jump in and just do it and not get injured.
Like the Pilates class that I went to, I modified, I'd say 80% of what we did, because I'm like, sister friend doesn't want a pulled hammy. Like, I'm not doing that.
Because you're trained to modify, because you know how to modify.
And I'm trying to re-enter the dating world. That's not what I need. Let's just
Oh my God.
real.
Can I please quote you by the sister friend does not want a pulled hammy. I'm just entering the dating world.
T-shirt was printed up. Just take it to let's just wear that to every workout class, and maybe like it's a
don't pull my hammy, bitch.
Don't want no pulled hammy.
Ain't no pulled hammy up in here.
Oh my God.
Keeping it real.
Yeah.
Keeping it real. But that's the last thing I need. And I'm also, I have the awareness that, I'm 44. I'm looking around at these 21-year-olds and I'm like, my legs don't do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and to be fair, there are good teachers at a lot of these places. We're not trying to say that that everyone sucks. Because there's really, and that's what I generally do, is find a teacher that I really love and that I can talk to. It doesn't look at me like I'm just
huge. And honor where you're at. Don't go into, a fitness class and think you're going to be doing the entire thing. Listen to your body. Take breaks when you need to. I mean, they say that, but you need to believe it. And you can't get caught up in the, I need to do what everybody else is doing.
It's hard.
Girl, check your ego at the door.
Well, that's
you
why
have to.
Personal trainers are so great for people like us who are not there yet.
Right.
Who are not only deeply insecure, but also permanently injured.
Oh.
But that's not
true.
affordable,
Yeah.
So there's got to be that middle ground.
Yeah. Small group training.
And so, so Peloton, yes, if it works. And then we'll move on. But like, how do you feel about just doing one thing? Like, is just doing the bike every day or 3 days a week okay?
I want to say this about Peloton, though.
Okay.
I would say anybody that's looking to buy a Peloton, go to a spin class, go to a group class, see if you even like being on the dang bike before you drop the cash.
Yeah.
Because some people, they're all about it, and some people can't stand it. They're like, turns out I hate sitting on a bike. Well, there went a few $1,000s.
Yeah.
So
Actually do love spin classes.
Well, then that could be perfect for you.
You know who doesn't like spin classes?
Shayna Firm.
My badge. I'm fine with it, but my God.
She talking to you?
Well, you gotta work her out. She toughens up after a while, but
can I tell you something super embarrassing? I'll probably cut out of this podcast. We did like a cruiser ride for our school, like a fundraiser.
I remember that.
And you have a little bit to drink in like all the places that you go, and I don't know a lot of these parents. I'm like new to the PTA this year, and everybody's riding, and I just exclaim, because I'm me, I was hoping my vagina would get bruised tonight, but not like this.
That's awesome.
Nobody like silence, crickets. Like
what?
It was like,
aren't you laughing?
It was
I would have been
so embarrassing. And I'm usually not embarrassed by a joke I make. I was like, oh God.
What? Who are these people?
Well, I mean,
that is gold.
I don't think I knew who was by me at the time.
You didn't know
we
your
were riding,
audience.
and I was just like, rah, rah,
Maybe
like
they just
vagina joke.
Maybe they just thought you were talking to yourself and they were scared.
You know what? Whatever. It was.
I think
I
it's
haven't
hilarious.
stopped thinking about it.
It's totally
That's really
hilarious.
funny.
Yeah.
Okay, so Peloton, take a class. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
But is it good to just do the same thing every day?
No.
Okay.
No.
So that's
Absolutely
why
not.
that investment is not worth it.
Well, I'm all about investing in yourself to get you moving in any capacity. So if it's going to be on a Peloton, and it's like you can do different classes, you can do different types of rides, you can do an endurance ride, you can do more of a high intensity interval training on the Peloton.
That's variety enough.
But you're not doing strength training or anything.
This is true, and you do need strength training. I think everyone, and I especially think as we age, we need strength training.
Yeah.
In my opinion, even more.
Let's talk about that.
Yeah, let's talk about strength training.
Sure. So I
Did you
think
say strength training.
let's talk about strength training.
Can we please talk about strength training?
Let's talk about 2020. First thing about 2020 is I think it's to me, it's number one for working out is building that muscle mass for your bones, for everything. I think that's the most important, especially as we age. And
Why?
women, we want to be cognizant of our bone density. That's huge.
And what does muscle mass have to do with bones?
Good question. That's a really great question. So you help build your bone density by the load, by strength training, resistance training. That's how you build bone density.
And by bone density, you mean like the strength of your bone?
Correct.
To
The
prevent like
density of your bones.
osteoporosis and stuff like that?
It's
or?
not just a clever name. It's the density of your bones, the strength to prevent, yes, osteoporosis,
Or
all
just
of those
easy
things.
breakage.
Right. Exactly.
Okay.
Brittle
And
bones.
brittle
like our mothers
bones.
used to say, I got brittle bones.
Right. But you want the density of your bones. That's very, very important as we age. So that's like the number one reason why I think women should be strength training is for their bone density.
Mm.
So here's where great point
Yeah.
and agree. I would walk into a gym
Mm.
and not know what to do. Like
Yes.
I'm just a yoga person, right? So I'm
Right.
just like I guess that's some strength training, but not really.
No, it's
I
not
don't lift.
resistance, is it? Is that different?
Well, I mean, it's building strength, absolutely, and that's going to count. But I think
I mean, there's a lot of pushing up,
There-
like arms,
and you're using
stuff.
your body weight, and strength training
Okay.
can be using your body
Okay.
weight as resistance, absolutely.
Okay.
So huge benefit. There's a huge strength component to yoga as well, absolutely. But so you said going into the gym as a yoga person, it's kind of intimidating.
Well, I just don't. I mean, I would literally don't know how to use a machine.
Sure.
Or I would pick up a 5-pound weight and I'd be like, ooh, 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 ooh.
Right.
That's
Do you make
what
that
it would
noise when you
sound
do
like
it?
because this is a podcast. So that's if you could see what I was doing, it was ooh, ooh. Something like that.
Right. So I think that there's huge value in an ideal circumstance would be you would have a trainer that would design a program for you, right? That would know your body,
Mm.
familiar with your
Oh.
body. That's number one. And that's kind of what I tell people too. If a great investment is having someone design a program
Oh.
specifically
Oh,
for you,
Tracey.
right?
That seems
So-
like
No, that's not going to work.
oh.
Just keeping it real, Taryn. No. You design your program,
to
it goes
design
in the
it.
pile,
It's called design it, and then I pay you to tell me
and
how
then
to do
hold
it.
my hand
Oh.
and do it with me.
But
Okay.
it is smart if you're to a place
Yeah.
that you just need to do like and strength training how many times a week? Like how often?
2 to 3 times a week is what I tell most people.
Okay. And
Yeah.
could that just be lifting 5-pound weights in the kitchen while I'm waiting for my soup to boil?
Yes, that can count. Doing push-ups against the counter.
Now I'm just picturing you standing in the kitchen waiting for soup to boil.
yeah.
That's not a great use of your time.
And maybe don't let it boil.
You got to bring it to a simmer.
A simmer. Yep.
Okay.
While you're waiting,
I
for
make a
things to
lot of
simmer.
soup this time of year. Like I'm
Yeah,
already
ditto.
on like my 4th giant pot of soup. The other day
Yeah.
Evie was like, "Please don't tell me we're having soup."
I had chili for lunch yesterday and taco soup for dinner.
Ooh, that's gassy.
I'm not going to have a solid shit for like
No.
4 days.
Ooh, that's ripe. Okay.
Okay, so getting someone to teach you what to do so that you can go, and it's good these days is that you could join like a Planet Fitness for like $10 a month.
Exactly.
So I don't
Yep.
have to feel because I always struggle like how expensive a yoga membership is. Obviously,
Right.
that I'm not using right this second.
Yeah.
And then being like, well, I can't try anything else
Sure.
because I can't. Who can afford that?
Sure. But it could be in your living room.
Oh,
It could be
right.
at
That's
a
the
gym.
part I forgot.
It can be anywhere. But I think having someone finding your friendly neighborhood trainer to design a program for you would be a great step. And if you can't afford finding a trainer, there's lots of resources online where you can find a program, for a beginner, really acknowledge where am I in my fitness journey? Have I not been working out regularly for the past few months?
Mm-hmm.
Correct. So you want to start beginner and you want to build your strength from there.
Mm.
What about some of those apps like Aptiv
Uh-huh.
or is there one that you love? Have you tried them?
A couple of them, not one I totally love, but the piece I love about the apps is back to I think we're similar in that we like checklists. We like marking off the days I worked out, the 30-day challenges, those types of things. I find that's where apps are really successful and helpful.
Is this?
keeping
I'm
you
sorry.
on
Is this
track.
like a fitness on track app, or is this like one of those things that you can like log into and there's like 1,000 classes you can? What are you talking about?
I'm talking about like where there's like personal trainers talking in your ear,
Mhm.
like they're classes that you take, but you're like, all right,
like slow burn or what? Not so. That's you.
That's
What's
me.
it like?
Aptiv is one.
Aptiv, there's-
I don't know that one specifically. I'm talking about more the apps like the fitness trackers and
right.
you can put
Oh.
all those in and just how many days in a row have you worked out
Right.
and those types of things.
I do
Yeah.
the running one.
Yeah. And does that
When I weren't
Well,
used to run.
Yeah, so that one didn't work.
the 2 days that you ran this month.
My daughter's doing a 5K and I was like doing a couch to 5K app program.
Yeah.
I've done it 2 days.
That's okay.
See, I wasn't
Shayna,
being mean to her. It was
that's-
actually
no,
2
no,
days.
she's absolutely it's absolutely true. And that's
2 more
in, like,
days that I've done anything.
it's like 2 weeks until that 5K.
you're gonna be fine. You'll be fine.
Mhm.
Okay, so you like them in the sense that it keeps you accountable.
Yeah.
Okay.
Accountability piece. I think the accountability is the biggest part. I think that's why most of my clients pay me is for accountability.
Yeah. Okay.
know?
Okay.
Yeah. and just to have somebody else on their team, like you can do this and checking in with me. And yeah, that's huge. So any way you can hold yourself accountable, bring it on. If it's stickers and a calendar, which is me, then yeah, do
Or
that.
even a girlfriend that you go with in the morning.
Right.
Or
Absolutely.
why do I keep saying the morning? Whenever you can.
Sure. Absolutely.
What about just a good old fashioned Fitbit? I mean, are
Mhm.
steps important? Do you think that does anything, or do you think
Definitely. And again, that's just motivating movement, and I'm all for it. A lot of people I know in my life and clients have successfully used Fitbits, and they're all about it. Like, Taryn, I would love to talk, but I have 5,000 more steps to get. I'm going to do this, and I've gone out with clients, and they're like, I need to get X amount more steps. Well, let's walk home. Let's do this instead. So I think it could be super, super helpful with motivating. Absolutely.
What are some other weird trendy classes that everyone's into that like what tell us, give us some scoop.
It's funny how the cycling world has kind of taken over, like with Soul Cycle and all of that. So people have taken, I've been teaching spinning for 23 years, like a really, really long time. And now it's just changed so much. And it's just kind of hilarious to me, whatever works, but the lights being down, the flashing lights. And I'm always like, should we be signing a waiver in case we get a seizure?
I mean,
is that safe?
It's pretty intense.
It is intense.
Well, and then there's the wall where you're like actually like competing.
I don't love that.
I don't either.
A lot of people are all about competition, and that really, really motivates them. That's not me. The only person I compete against, ladies, is myself.
But you're not supposed to compete against yourself, aren't you? Supposed to love yourself.
Well, I do love myself, but I'm also like, come on, Taryn, let's do better than
this,
yesterday.
yeah.
Let's get one more rep in.
I did try spinning and was like very sad when you see yourself like on the very bottom of that list.
No, that's
like
not nice for anybody. I do not like that at all. But
No.
Well, and spinning, I mean, I like I said, I love spin classes, but again, I think some of them are dangerous. Like there's some like you're up, you're out of the boot, you're down, you're up, you're down.
Right.
You've got those bars, you're lifting them up, and you're like balancing on this bike, and like I just feel like that's just opening up injury.
I would
like,
agree with you. And
you're moving so fast.
Well, that's just. And when in the hell are you lifting things when you're on your bike? Like whenever I see someone that takes their hands off the handlebars and we're in the car with my kids, I'm like, don't try that. That's a bad choice.
Yeah.
That messenger's making a bad choice right now with his hands behind his head. So why would you add, I'm going to do some dumbbell curls while I'm on my bike? No, you moron. When do you do that in real life? That's not a functional exercise.
You don't think so? Like it's not, I mean.
What's a dumbbell curl?
Well, they have these bars,
oh,
but you have these bars on the front of your bike, and then they're like, lift the bars, and then you're like doing, you fat ass.
And again, I'm opening a new gym. It's just like the fucked up, cruel gym of the century.
Well, you heard about that trainer in Denver like a few years ago. He would like throw Hostess cakes at people on the treadmill and call them names. That was his whole shtick.
Only a man would do that, by the way.
I know.
Only a man.
And it worked. Like he had a huge
there's
business.
probably a big amount of people who need that kind of motivation because
there's obviously big money in self-loathing. There have been people who've made millions off it. Look at Tony Little. Like obviously.
Yeah.
Or just S&M in general.
I mean,
true.
Oh God, just throw Hostess.
Yeah,
but I'm like more mad that he's giving money to Hostess.
Well, he's no longer
he should have just eaten it in front of him. That would have been more cruel,
right?
There was some big sexual harassment thing with him, and
Yes,
lo and behold, I know you're shocked.
He seems so sensitive.
He's all, come here and stick it in this Hostess.
Wow,
it doesn't make any sense,
but it's funny.
Okay, so you think the like club scene vibe is like a little weird?
Well, it works for some people. For me, it's just like I like looking at things from a functional perspective. So for me, that just makes me giggle, and it can be really fun. Like, yay, I'm lifting weights while I'm simultaneously like riding a unicycle. Like, okay,
yeah,
but I'm not training to be in the circus, so that doesn't really. That's not really my jam.
Yeah,
but yeah. So it's just hard because I look at things from a function lens because that's how I am with my clients. So a lot of these classes are just hilarious to me. And I'll go to them, and when there's no flexibility component, no stretching at all, I'm like, what is happening right now? Like it's basically just a show. Who looks better in their Lululemon and knows all of the moves, right? Yeah. It's just a bunch of bullshit. And I'm there, I went to the last class. You're supposed to wear their special socks. And I'm like, I'm not buying your damn $20 socks. I've got some slippers that are perfectly fine.
Yeah.
So I wore some slippers from Target for $5.
For what class?
For Pilates class.
Oh, they wanted you to buy their socks.
Why can't you just do it barefoot?
because it's not hygienic.
Oh, come on.
Well,
I
and
know.
barre classes make you buy their special
They're
socks
little cute
too.
socks. Same.
I'm
not
that
at my
person-
$20 gym.
Screw them. I'm a single mom. I'm on a budget. I bring my $5 slippers from Target, and I have everyone point and laugh, and I don't give a shit.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah.
I'm the
True
person
that,
in a
keeping
bar
it real.
class who's like doing those tiny little movements, and
Yeah.
I'm like, fuck, like I can't hold it in. It is like I can't. It hurts so bad.
Yeah. Let's talk about bar class.
Sure. So I've been to lots of those as well.
Yeah.
I incorporate a little bit of bar type movements sometimes.
Well, you like
just
you some
for fun.
squats.
I like me some squats. A lot of them are fun. A lot of them I like because they're low impact.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
yeah.
right? But some of the movements, like there's this one movement where they're like, okay, we're gonna engage the deep part of our abs, and you're literally hunched over against the wall like a C with your legs going straight up. So some of the movements, I'm like, you know what? For a lot of this population, probably not the best choice. Just movements that contort your body into these positions that you're not used to in your day-to-day life to try to access your inner abs. I think there's a more functional way to accomplish that.
Mhm.
So again, there's a lot. I enjoy bar classes. Some of them are great. I just think listen to your body. If a movement feels bad, there's probably a reason.
Oh,
interesting.
interesting.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and it's a bar class is. I mean, I think it's extremely effective. Like,
Yeah.
I would leave one class literally feeling stronger.
I agree.
And
Yeah.
tighter. It's
Yeah.
insane.
Yeah, absolutely. And they're geniuses at using small movements to
Mhm.
build up lactic acid so you feel like, holy crap, I'm burning like crazy.
Are
Yeah.
you? I mean,
Well,
It
if you're
hurts like
holding
hell.
your arms out to the side, for example, or holding a squat isometrically for a long period of time, I promise you're going to feel it. Like if we all stood up and did a squat for 1 minute and held it isometrically, you're going to burn.
Yeah, no thanks.
you're not going to leave here without making us do a squat.
We are doing a set or two.
What about heated classes?
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel
Okay.
about, and like, there's like lots, like Shay loves to sweat.
Yes.
There's people that like love to sweat, and there's people that believe that like sweating is the key. What's your
Right.
take on that?
So my big thing, and I've done them, and they feel great. I think you need to look at your health history and be like, do I have any issues with blood pressure? Do I get dizzy? How do I work in a really heated environment? Like when I'm in Florida and dealing with humidity, that's the last thing I want to do is be
Mhm.
mobile and moving around. So I would never want to do a really hard workout in a heated environment. The thing you have to watch is it gives you this false perception of what my flexibility and my range of motion actually is. So when your muscles are heated, you can go beyond a range of motion that you would do normally. So
Oh.
that's where you need to be really, really mindful. Number one is that you're working within a range of motion and you're stretching to a level that's comfortable for you. You're not pushing it. Because I
Mhm.
have known people that have overstretched, pulled a hammy. We've talked about how we
Can't
don't
pull
want
a
to do
hammy.
that. Can't pull a hammy.
Ain't
girl.
got time for a hammy.
Ain't got time for a pulled hammy. So being mindful of that. And number two,
What
being
about a moon over my hammy?
You always have time for that.
that you just brought me right back to college.
I mean,
Denny's.
right?
Okay, sorry,
Uh-huh.
I interrupted.
Oh, that's a good memory right there.
so you can push
um,
yourself harder and not necessarily know that you're even injuring yourself because you're
Yes.
all like lubed up.
Yes. Yes.
Warmed
Your
up.
muscles are warm. Yeah.
Lubed
I don't know what
with sweat.
you do with lube before you work out. That's
Not a thing.
that's on
Not
you.
a darn thing.
And keeping properly hydrated, huge, because you're losing, you're clearly becoming dehydrated. And I have one client that cracks me up. He's always like, I lost 3 pounds in one class. I'm like, drink a glass of water, bitch. It's coming back. Like it's just, it's hydration. It's not fat, people.
Right.
You're not losing.
Is it? What about the toxins? Like it's
Yeah.
you're getting out your toxins.
Well,
Is
you're
that
sweating.
true?
Anytime you sweat, you're releasing toxins.
Yeah.
So that's true to a degree. Absolutely.
I mean, I became addicted
Mm.
to that. Like,
It feels good.
yeah, well,
Mhm.
I would
Sweating.
see other people coming out of a hot class when I would take like a regular class. This is years ago.
Yeah.
When I used to go to a studio that had both. And I would like my body and my brain would be jealous. Like I'd see people coming out. I'd be like, I want to be like that. I want to
Totally.
feel like that.
Yeah.
Like there's something really addictive
Well,
about it.
sweating feels amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, you're letting all those endorphins off in your brain when you're sweating and exercising. So it feels good.
Yeah.
And you do feel like you accomplished something.
But can you get the same benefits if you just sit in a sauna? Can
Yeah.
you?
You can get some similar benefits in terms of like
Toxins.
Toxins.
Endorphins.
Well, you're not moving if you're sitting in a sauna, so there's that. But so you're just going
Do
to get
some
the
squats.
sweat. Exactly, Shay. It's coming back full circle.
Well,
Takeaway.
Everyone's
Anywhere,
gonna be squatting
anywhere
in
you are,
saunas.
squat.
Squatting in a sauna.
That's a good
Sauna
class.
squats.
We can make
Sauna
a
squat.
sauna squat class.
Oh my gosh.
I'm there.
I think we're on to something.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Mhm.
What about like the mini trampoline and stuff?
Awesome. Rebounding.
Rebounding.
Yeah,
that's what
the big thing with that is your lymphatic system, and it gets your lymph moving, which is a really, really healthy thing. So the rebounders can be great. That is something you can have in your home.
yeah.
You can do, and you want to do it. I will say for moms, you want to do it when your pelvic floor is actually working well.
Sure.
So there's that. Because I don't know about you guys.
I don't even know what you guys are talking about.
It's like a mini trampoline.
like the one
you're
that
jumping.
we have on our front.
Yeah, but like
porch?
built for adults.
That sure.
But yeah, it's called rebounding.
It's like an individual size.
And you
Yeah.
jump.
You
yeah.
jump.
And it's
Mhm.
good. Yeah.
Does it
it's
have a bar?
fascinating.
Some of them do. They have them for children. Actually, kids can use them in the home too, especially if they're prone to being, hyperactive. That's fabulous. That's a really great thing for younger kids. But yeah, they're just all about, your own personal trampoline to get some exercise in.
And it's fascinating that it does something to your, like something about bouncing does
Yeah.
like helps your lymphatic system.
Yep.
And what does your lymphatic system do?
So your lymph carries throughout your body, right? It's basically helps with the detoxification process. Your lymph carries away. That's how you clean your system.
Self cleaning.
Yeah, it's yeah. Like your lymph nodes, right? So you're moving your lymph through your body. You're helping to facilitate.
So lymph is an actual
detoxification.
like thing.
It's
like
it's a substance.
a substance. Okay.
It is a substance. Yeah,
I haven't really thought about it. I mean, I know what lymph nodes are, but I didn't really know what
Yeah.
it. Okay.
there's something in there.
Okay. So you're moving your lymph around.
Yep.
Lymph. How is it in terms of impact? Like I have a really bad lower back.
Mhm.
Is it going to just like compound my spine?
It can.
Okay.
Yeah. So it would depend on kind of where you're at, where your body's at, and if that type of movement. And you would always start slow and kind of build from there. But you want to make sure that you're structurally sound enough to do it without causing injury. So if you've got you've got an acute injury, then you probably don't want to be doing that straight out of the gate.
Mm,
And again, the pelvic floor thing, I come to that because
sure.
gotta have some strength there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just stick a yoni egg up in there and then jump up and down.
Grab yourself a yoni egg.
While
get to-
jumping up and
get
down.
to
You just
jumping.
come out. Boom.
Thump. Look at that. Peace. Mic drop.
How
Yoni
many
drop.
jumps before the egg comes out?
Okay, kids count. So you get your kids involved in
One,
exercise.
2.
She's
Look
down.
for mommy
She's down.
laying her
Mom is
egg.
down. Mom is a hen. She just laid a yoni egg. Get to 20,
But it's
Mom.
rose quartz.
Right.
Oh.
Get to
The shit's
20.
jade, bitches. Yeah.
That's right.
Okay, rebounding good.
Yeah. it
And there's
can be.
rebounding classes.
Everything can be good.
Okay.
Everything can be good, depending upon where you are and yeah.
Okay, is there anything that's bad? Like
Everything
CrossFit?
can be bad.
but is there anything that's just like ridiculous, like just a bad idea that's made for just like you said, like the 1%?
a lot of that is.
Okay.
But again, everything can be bad. The main thing I see with CrossFit is they go into it being like, yeah, I lifted like that in high school. And yeah, you don't have the core strength, friend. You've been sitting behind a desk for 15
Yeah.
years. You haven't done jack squat. And you're trying to do a power clean. Like, no, that's not an option. So making sure your core musculature is ready to do these you're doing Olympic lifts, right? You're doing major big lifts. You're pushing big amounts of weight. Your core needs to be strong.
Mm.
And so the majority of my sessions with clients, we work on core strength. That's
Mhm.
just, you have to have that solid core foundation before you're doing all of these huge lifts, just to be safe.
I mean, you need core strength really
For
just life.
everything. That's the function junction, Tracy. Is your
Okay.
core.
Is your core.
Yeah.
What about water aerobics?
Is fantastic.
Oh,
Why-
it's hard.
And
It
why
is
can't
so
we
hard.
make it cool? I mean,
I
every
will.
woman I
I am
know wants to
determined.
do water aerobics.
I agree.
'Cause
Everyone
it's-
I talk to.
It feels good on
It
your
feels
bones.
so good. Well, it feels good everything. It's non-impact. It feels
Yeah.
amazing. You're right.
Chris and I took a class with my parents in Palm Springs, California,
I'm
at their
trying to
little
imagine your
retirement.
husband take water.
Oh my god, I
aerobics.
have video of us. We should
That's
we should
awesome.
post it.
Oh
It's
my
like
gosh.
all the old people, and then Chris and I like with the styrofoam weights.
It's
Like
adorable.
Yeah.
it
I
kicked
love
our
that.
ass.
It totally kicks your ass, and I love it so much. And that's funny because so many of my clients are like, I have knee injuries or hip injuries. I'm like,
Water
get your ass in a
aerobics.
pool. water aerobics, it's where it's at. And I did it when I was pregnant, and I loved it. It just, I mean, getting in the water pregnant, you're
Yeah,
like,
it's
oh,
the best.
heaven.
Yeah.
Mhm.
If I would love to have
You
a
should-
water aerobics studio.
I would drive
here
across town to
in-
take water aerobics
right?
with you.
How fun would that be?
It would be so fun. That would be, yeah, because I'm seriously, everyone I know is always like, I really want to take water aerobics, but no one takes it because it's like
it's
reserved for
taboo.
80 plus.
Totally. Don't tell anyone.
It's
but
hard though.
It's so hard. The
Yeah.
resistance of the water, just even doing lunges in the pool. is-
Squats. Can you do squats in the water?
You can squat, Tracy.
Swimmer squats.
Yes.
And then follow up with sauna squats.
I love it. That would be a whole day with Taryn.
yeah.
Get in the pool, get in the sauna,
Squat
let's
your way through.
squat your way through your morning. Let's do this.
You won't be able to sit on a toilet for 2 weeks. But
But your ass
Look
will
at your
look
ass.
fantastic.
wow.
So tight the poop can't come out anyways.
I don't think squats make your butthole tighter.
It's
No,
not
but
a
your-
butthole specific.
No,
activity.
it's because your cheeks are so tight. There's no, they don't spread because they're so tight.
Oh, right. Okay. There's
like-
nowhere for the poop to go. There's so much ass muscle.
Yeah,
Oh.
Yeah,
thank you.
that
That's what
makes
I'm
sense.
getting at.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's not my problem these days. I've got
my
plenty of
kids turned that Shawn Mendes song into "It Isn't in My Butt," and so we so we changed all the
Totally.
words to about poop
Butt.
coming out.
Yeah.
room.
That's our wheelhouse.
Just a little joke for y'all.
I love it.
Okay.
I love it.
Any other I'm trying to go through all the any other trends in fitness that we should discuss?
I got into Versa. So
Yeah.
here's my thing about fitness, and I don't know if everybody's like this, and I don't know if it's just like a weird type A thing but I'm so much more apt to do things when I can do them to the beat of music,
Me
which is
too.
why like spin
Soul
class,
Cycle, like all those.
Soul
yeah.
Cycle,
They're fun.
Versa.
Yeah.
Obviously yoga doesn't do that, but running, I always have to like run to the beat,
Same
the exact beat. So I have to put together playlists that are like the correct
beats per minute.
speed for me, right? And I feel like that's a highly effective way to
So
get my ass
effective.
moving.
No, that's fantastic. Music's so motivating. And I think
Mhm.
that's why these classes are ultimately so successful. They have great playlists. I mean, I love them
Mm-hmm.
because they're fun to just go and it's like why dancing's so fabulous. You
Yeah.
just love moving your body to the music, and that's kind of a bit of what you get in these fitness classes. So
Which is another thing that came through my feed recently was like a at-home dance class app.
yeah,
But I'm like, I just can't. It's very hard for me to work out at home.
Yeah.
I hear you. Same.
Do you work at home? Do you work out at home?
No, rarely, because it's and I've got everything accessible right there in my home gym. And no, it's challenging for me to take that space. For me, most successful is I put it in my calendar and it's outside of my house.
Mm.
Okay.
That's huge for me.
I also have
Okay.
to put my clothes out. If I'm going to
Yeah.
go after drop off or any time in the morning, I will not do it if my clothes are not out.
Agreed.
Oh, interesting.
There's
Yeah.
little things you can do, and everyone knows themselves well enough to know what motivates me. If it's a checklist, if it's having your clothes out, having your gym bag packed, if it's doing it first thing in the morning, much higher success rate with exercise if you do it in the morning. That's just way higher because then you don't find excuses. Like I will find an excuse. Happy hour. I'm not gonna go to class or whatever.
Yeah, I
Right.
can't. If it's past 11, it's hard pressed for me to get me to. I
Absolutely.
mean, I can go
Yeah.
for like a walk after dinner, but like,
Right.
yeah. But you go to nighttime yoga classes often, and I'm always.
I would
impressed
always
that you
prefer
can do it.
to, but it's the only time
Oh,
that I'm
really?
with the
Yeah.
kids and my husband, and
Right.
it just takes. Now they're moving a studio closer to my house. It won't be as long, but another question that came to mind:
Sure.
equipment. So if you are a person who just wants to do a couple things at home,
Yeah.
there's weights, there's bands, there's
Yep.
when I took your class, there was balls, there was all kinds of stuff. Like
Yeah.
what would you suggest a beginner person who wants to do some things, a mom,
Yep.
wants to do some things around the house while her soup is boiling?
Awesome.
Sorry.
Best thing to do, get your butt on Amazon, get yourself a set of bands, resistance bands. Some of them, like I got a set for a client recently, it was like $20, had different handles or the handles with different strengths of bands, and then some smaller bands that you can like wrap around above your knees to work, your glute medius area, the side area, your hips. So cheap. Bands, you can do everything. You can do an entire workout with bands.
Yeah, you probably go on YouTube and get band workouts.
Tons. There is
Or
so
do Band of
much
Mother bands.
on
There you go.
band of mother bands. That's fantastic.
That's funny.
We should have a band of mother workout series. Just saying.
Oh, I guess I think I know who's going to lead that one.
I
up.
have some ideas.
Oh,
have
I
some
have. I
ideas.
have some ideas.
Yeah, right?
Into
Awesome.
it. Okay.
Leotards. I'm all about that.
You have to wear
Right?
thong leotards and
Done.
a band on their
And
wristband.
scene.
Done.
We're closed down.
But there are great YouTube. If money were a thing, and I was like, okay, I have got $30 to devote to my exercise routine, what would I do? I'd get on Amazon, I'd get some bands, and I'd be popping on YouTube looking for beginner exercises that I can do at home.
Okay.
That's what I would do.
That's
Alright.
great
There-
advice.
and there's tons of trainers that are online, that are on YouTube, that have really, really great exercises. I would say right out of the gate, stick with big compound movements. Like, don't be doing a bunch of jumping and things like that when you're looking at exercises, but more
Mhm.
traditional squats and lunges and rows and bicep curls and those types of things are easy for anybody to do. Use your bands, use your body weight. I mean, push-ups and tricep dips, squats. You don't need equipment. You can do it all on your own.
I'm so surprised that you just brought up squats a couple more times.
Yeah, I know that was totally,
What, did
totally
you,
not me.
You think we should
have
do
I
some
mentioned
squats?
squats?
Should just do a couple squats.
Just do a few
Just while you're waiting for your soup to boil.
while you're waiting for your soup to boil.
That's what I'm going to post. I will be making soup in the near future, and I
Doing
will
squats.
I've done it before. Like when I'm in the zone, I do squats like quite a bit.
I love that.
I used to and I'm usually pretty good. I used to do squats. I just don't shower anymore, but I would always try
Right.
to do 20 squats before I got in the shower and
Great.
just like knock it out.
Great.
That was when you had accountability because you had a
Mhm.
trainer.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Friends are great for accountability.
The other reason, not to keep talking about the damn bike, but when I do get on the bike, the one thing I like about it, speaking of clothes, is that it doesn't require any type of clothes, and
Yeah.
I can just get on in my pajamas. I don't have to put on a bra because it's not, my boobs aren't bouncing around, and I just get on the bike. Sometimes I even do it barefoot. You can't do that with a spin bike, but like,
No.
I'm the opposite of you. Like, it's that stuff that like pulling on leggings and finding a bra and a t-shirt.
That's what I mean. That's why I have to have it set out.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to look for that shit in the morning. I'm
Right.
too tired and I have too much to do. If I
Yeah.
can get those clothes on, get the kids ready, get their lunches
Yes.
made, take them to school, and already have everything, it's the extra effort of putting it all together that makes me not do it.
Sure. Absolutely.
And you and I are good. When we are good, we're good at dropping the kids off and then just going straight to work out. That's the
but then we don't
best.
get to start our day till 10:30.
I know.
and
And
it's
Right.
just-
who has the
it's-
time for that?
Yeah.
Exactly.
we gotta
No,
I
figure it out.
gotta like world domination. We gotta do.
You do, and you're doing it.
So Taryn, we will tag you for sure. And if you live in the Denver area, Taryn, North Denver, Taryn has a slow high burn class.
Yes.
And we're about to convince her to do one for men called Dick Fit.
Fit dicks.
Fit Dicks.
Dick fit.
Fit.
Should we? Does anyone?
Let's vote.
Arch, look up the
Let's
URL and
vote.
see if we can
No,
find
I think
dickdicks.com.
A Dick Fit is different. Actually, that's the thing you put on your dick to see how many steps you did that day. You just get yourself a Dick Fit.
You get a dick fit for your fit dick.
But Fit Dicks is a men's workout group that we're going to make you start.
Yes.
we're buying the URL. as we
Preferably,
speak.
it's going to be eligible men.
I'm very
Single
nervous.
men only.
I'm very nervous about him Googling that right now.
It's on his
and
phone.
when's
He's
about
on
to
it.
come out.
Oh, he's on it.
He's totally
Sorry, Archie.
It's hilarious.
So you can go to your Instagram page and find out when your classes are.
Yes. And my Facebook
and then you're
page.
And your
also
Facebook
people can
page.
hire
Okay.
you for personal training as well.
correct.
And
clearly that needs to happen for me.
yes, and also you've been discovering your love of comedy, and you do a show called Totally Taryn.
I
That
do.
there's a show coming up actually
Yes.
November.
26th, Tuesday the 26th at the Clock Tower Cabaret.
So if you're in Denver, go see Taryn. She does amazing amount of characters, and it has so much heart, and it's really about finding love and losing love. And if you're
And squats.
and
It's also about squats.
I want every character you do to do squats,
That's
please.
hilarious. Yeah.
She's so funny and talented, and we're so happy to have
Yes,
you on the
we
podcast.
are.
So thank you so
I
much.
love
appreciate
you.
both of you. I love you both so much. Thank you.
Aw.
You're amazing.
Thanks
Happy
for all
to be
your
here.
fitness knowledge. I'm
Anytime.
gonna start working out.
Mm-hmm.
Get it, girl. Get to squatting, Shay.
We are on tour.
We got a tour
We're on
update.
tour.
Tour update. Yeah, tour update. We're just plowing through America.
You know
with
what?
the
Last
Pumpkin
week
show
was crazy. We had 2 shows on the same
Same
night
night
for the first time
across the country. Can we just like take a little bit, like acknowledge that it was a little badass?
Gratitude.
gratitude and like pride.
We
I'm a little
weren't
proud of it.
there.
I'm proud of our team. I'm proud of
those
Archie,
ladies,
who's
yeah.
sitting here. I'm proud of Kate, who's just working her butt off, like shipping these ladies across the country, and
So great.
so great. And so many moms saw the show, and so many moms laughed.
And I do want to say that a friend of ours who we've been working with on in a business sense saw the show in Chicago last week. And we said, you know, after working with us for so long, was it what you expected? Was it what you thought you were going to see? And she said the two things that I wanted to hear the most, which was it was funnier than I thought it was going to be. It was even more funny, and it had more heart than I thought it was. And I'm just like, those are exactly the two things that you just don't know until you see the show. So
if you haven't got your tickets yet, things are starting to sell out fast. Richmond is sold out. Irvine is sold out. Columbus is sold out. Denver is dangerously close to selling out. So is
dangerously.
if it sells out, someone may die.
It's Halloween.
But we've got coming up right around the corner Albuquerque at a casino, and you know, Shay's not going to be there.
Oh, I won't be there.
And then 2 shows in Phoenix on a Friday and Saturday night. That's going to be a great, awesome time. It's CB
Not
Live.
dangerously close to selling out. So you guys.
Also, but this club CB Live is like brand new, state of the art, gorgeous, everything you'd ever want. It's going to be beautiful.
And it's a weekend, and everyone's always complaining when it's not a weekend. Then we have a weekend show. We need to sell these out, ladies.
Yeah,
Let's do
totally.
it.
Liberty Township, which is otherwise known as Cincinnati, is also like real close to selling out. And then Columbus has been sold out for a while, and then right after that is Salt Lake City, another weekend show, Friday and Saturday night.
2 shows.
November 15th and 16th. So, and then the December shows are dangerously close to selling out.
It's dangerous.
Danger!
We will get you.
Talk to you next week.
Bye, guys.